YouTube, what's going on today, man? Listen, in today's upload, we're going to be talking about YouTube live streaming. And a lot of our old friends coming back over to Twitch. I'm talking Tim the Tatman, I'm talking Swag, Dr. Lupo. A lot of people are thinking that the YouTube live streaming experience is going downhill. So we're going to take a deeper dive on that, give some thoughts, and you let me know if you like the video. If and when you do, don't forget to like the video. And tell me what you think. Tell me who you watch and where you watch them. I got to know. Enjoy the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Peace and love, baby. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Big things happen in the gaming industry. Chat, we're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to talk about it.
Have you been noticing this trend where people who are signed to YouTube live streaming contracts, the day their contract ends, switch right back to Twitch or start multi-streaming? Because I have, and it's got me wondering, is YouTube live streaming a wash? Has it been a failure of an attempt by YouTube to compete against Twitch? And I'm not the only one thinking this. This is also a thought shared by Dan Clancy.
The YouTube and YouTube Live not changing isn't because they move slow. It's because YouTube Live isn't a priority for YouTube.
And that's certainly a fact, all right? YouTube live streaming can only grow as long as it doesn't impede on the already incredibly successful YouTube video service. If you grow YouTube live stream and that takes away some percentage of success, right? Like if you basically recommend more YouTube live streams and that keeps people on YouTube for less time because they're watching less videos because they don't enjoy the live streams.
I don't know who this is down here, but they did my man dirty during this pause.
As much as the videos, you have made a failed product, even if it ends up beating Twitch, because YouTube videos make so much money and they are so popular.
Obviously, I'm making this video because I didn't re-sign with YouTube. Frankly, when I got on the platform 2 years ago to now, YouTube's direction overall is completely different. When I joined, there was talks on how to make the YouTube platform just better in general, how to make it more adaptable to streaming, and just overall everything that related to streaming was prioritized. And that's what made me super excited and also hyped up to stream on this platform. I was excited to see where it would take it. I know YouTube's resource.
I remember 2 years ago before we signed with Twitch. 3 years ago, we signed with Twitch, big contract, biggest contract of my career, actually. YouTube was really trying to get us, chat, and he's right. They were talking about just YouTube streaming and how much attention and detail they're going to put on this newer thing that they're caring a lot about now, you know?
Resources are unlimited, and I was excited to be a part of that journey. But as the 2 years went along, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys can probably tell, TikTok, short form content, overall just took over the world in general. You could just tell and see like YouTube's direction was mainly just in short form content. They're doing the best that they optimize.
You know, when Myth ended his YouTube contract, I believe he took a break.
Myth too,
he stopped
man.
Streaming
wow.
on YouTube.
That's
Lily,
right.
the moment her contract ended, switched back over to Twitch.
Who?
Dr. Lupo, when his contract ended, started multi-streaming.
The GOAT.
I mean, shit, Tim the Tatman today said he was going to start multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube. And look, his viewership is better on Twitch after 3 years, I think, on YouTube than it is right now on YouTube.
Now we'll see how that lands,
crazy,
how that happens in 6 months.
I will say, Swag and Tim anyway, like a lot of these guys were way bigger on Twitch than they were on YouTube, and they did great on YouTube. It's just like Twitch is where they cultivated and created their community for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and then they did the last couple over on YouTube. So I guess it kind of makes sense that they're going to have, a bigger day or a better time on the platform that they began on,
months, right? Or 3 months. Because obviously he just came back to Twitch, so there's going to be hype. But I was looking at Tim earlier. I don't know if he's still live, but he had 23K views or something like that. Let me see if I can find it. He had 23K. Now he has 19K. He's got even more now than he had then whenever this got recorded.
And you might be wondering, okay, why are streamers switching back to Twitch? Well, one might be because they do better. They get more viewers. Two, it's because they also make more money.
I saw someone say sub count, by the way, earlier. I didn't answer it. I apologize. I'm not making up messages here. We are at 6.3.
Crowd, our game's over.
If you have an official number,
I'm joining up.
We're probably closer to 6.5, if I had to guess.
And Tim basically says he got 6,500 subs in one single stream. On Twitch and on YouTube, he had 14,000 subs. So he basically got almost half his subscriber count in one day. So he's going to start making more money from Twitch subs than he ever did from YouTube members. By the way,
I mean, again, this is coming from a platform where Tim literally had damn near 80,000 people subscribe to him at some point. You know what I mean? So people are going to come back and they're going to use Twitch Prime to sub. They're going to be like, hey, 82 months, 83 months. I mean, that, you know, so it's a little bit skewed, but I understand.
I'm a multi-streaming hater. I actually think it is a generally bad thing for creators. At least creators who are trying to be like, you know, the biggest creator in the world. I think it can be pretty good for creators who just want maybe as many eyeballs on them as possible.
I don't understand this. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you can talk to both chats, you should be able to stream on a couple different platforms at once. I mean, look, a lot of us have big followings on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, all these different platforms that you can stream on. If you could pump those streams out to different platforms and you can do well, I don't see the hurt. I don't see the pain.
You're trying to spread a message or raise money for charity or doing events. I don't think it makes sense if you want to be the next Kai Cenat. You don't become the next Kai Cenat if you have 50,000 viewers on YouTube and 50,000 viewers on Twitch. You become the next Kai Cenat if you have 90,000 on just one platform and you're the biggest person on that platform. I think when you fracture your audience, you also fracture your peak growth, which I think is a bad thing. This is my take on it. This could be wrong. By the way,
possibly at the extreme top, he might be speaking facts. Like at the very, very tippity top, he might be speaking some facts right here. Maybe.
If you're new to streaming, I also don't think it's a bad thing. If you're new to streaming, you should try out both platforms. Don't marry yourself to a platform. You don't know where your audience is going to come from. But I find multi-streamers to also be bad at multi-streaming. They usually care about one chat more than the other. Anyway, I digress. Multi-streaming hater. I'm not going to start multi-streaming when my contract's done. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly yet. But this goes back to our initial
when his deal's done, this guy's going to be multi-streaming. That'd be great.
Question. Does this mean YouTube live streaming has been a failure? Is it bad? Is it a flop? Should they quit? Did they fell off? The answer, no. No, vehemently no. If you look at the most watched major streaming platforms by hours watched of live broadcasts, Q2 of this year, YouTube gaps Twitch. It's not close. 3 times bigger, 15 billion hours watched on YouTube versus 5 billion hours watched on Twitch.
I hate when they flex statistics like this. Like, YouTube is a much bigger site than Twitch. Everyone knows that, man. Their traditional YouTube uploads feed the YouTube live streams, the algorithm. It all pushes everything down the same line.
However, that doesn't exactly tell the full story. You also have to include, some people like YouTube's biggest live streamer by hours watched, which is not iShowSpeed. It is Lo-Fi Girl. Lo-Fi Girl is like the biggest streamer in the world on YouTube Live, because she streams every fucking day with 15 to 25,000 average viewers. I guess maybe technically she's a VTuber. But it's also weird if you are including, things like Lo-Fi Girl or videos playing on loop or what there's a bunch of on YouTube Live, which is scams. In fact, one of the biggest live streams right now on YouTube is Tesla, except it's not Tesla. It is a scam account with 20,000 subscribers with 86,000 bots watching to give it some credibility. So people click on it who aren't part of the bot number, and then they scan this code, and then they lose all of their crypto. Do not scan this code. I've been showing this as an example of YouTube's corrupt botting problem. Not for you to get scams. Like actual streamers, actual people who are streaming video games. Well, then the contest becomes a lot more fair. And there's still a lot of huge streamers. I mean, look, Steak right now is live with 41,000 viewers. That is massive. That is a huge stream. I don't have to tell you guys about iShowSpeed, arguably one of the, if not the biggest streamer in the world. Maybe second to Kai. I don't know. Top 2 for sure. You can see that Twitch is still the big dog with 5 billion hours watched. This is still Q2 of 2024. And YouTube is at 2 billion. However,
what's this? Is this for gaming? Hours watched across all platforms. I mean, Twitch is definitely still king. Yeah.
Still an increase for YouTube over Twitch. They're gaining market share over Twitch. And again, this is just YouTube gaming. This is not any of like the political stuff or the 24/7 channels or the videos that are playing on loop and acting as live streams. This is just gaming streamers, and it is growing fast. All right. This is a bit of trouble. Twitch is on the down in a year where live streaming is back, baby. It peaked in COVID. All right, we had 9.8 billion hours watched.
I mean, we're talking about all these peaks and all these. We're talking about YouTube live streaming on the come up, but I mean, in the beginning of the video, he just talked about Tim the Tatman, Dr. Lupo, Swag, and so many others all leaving YouTube to go stream on Twitch or streaming on both. I mean, that's only going to help the Twitch statistics. So, I mean, look, again, these streamers would not be going back to stream on Twitch if it wasn't the damn play. This is the play, all right?
Quarter 2 of COVID, this is 2021. It went down, and now we are coming back. In the next couple years, live streaming will likely be bigger than it was during COVID, and YouTube is part of the reason why it is growing, along a bunch of other sites. Not so much Twitch. Twitch is not really growing. So if I were to rephrase the question, is YouTube live streaming a failure? In America, in English-speaking countries, kind of. Yeah, maybe a little bit. They're not doing as well as people thought they would. Across the world, no, they're doing amazing. They are crushing. And you know this is true if you watch VTubers. VTubers crush on YouTube, man. Hololive, they fucking run that shit, bro. They run YouTube live streaming.
Who watches this?
That is a big section of it. In fact, all of Asia seems to prefer YouTube for a live streaming platform, and it makes sense. All right, one of the countries that did accept Twitch and did become huge in terms of like including Twitch into their culture was South Korea. And then Twitch abandoned South Korea. So
that is interesting because I know Twitch has a big like Asian following, you know? And I've seen the cartoon anime tube thing on Twitch, man, the VTube. So I'm surprised that the biggest VTubers in the world are on YouTube. I'm kind of surprised by that.
Not a lot of money being put into Asia for Twitch or by Twitch. And when you think of the biggest live streamers in the world, if you're so America-centric, you might think it's one of these four, right? Maybe LCS right now, maybe
they have LCS
Asmin or XQC. But right now, I think the biggest streamer in terms of average viewers right now is Mixi Gaming, who is a Vietnamese streamer who streams on Nemo TV. He has 130,000 viewers. He has more than the three streamers I just mentioned combined. So when you leave the American or English-speaking sphere, you understand where YouTube live streaming is thriving. And I know that wasn't a YouTube live streaming example, but I think it shows my point that not everything is actually happening on Twitch.
Right,
Chatters
fair.
vastly prefer Twitch because the Twitch chatting experience is way better. All right, there's a culture there. And because chatting is better, streamers also tend to prefer Twitch. Again, this is just in English-speaking countries. Streamers tend to prefer Twitch because they like when chat is happy because that makes their lives better because all they do is read chat. This does not mean that YouTube live streaming is better than Twitch by any means, but there are pros for it, okay? There are pros for it. There are also cons. There are some big cons, actually. One of them being the fact that you cannot stream longer than 12 hours. It is pretty apparent that we are in a marathon meta, all right? People stream for very long periods of time because you build a bunch of viewers in a category.
Where can't you stream for more than 12 hours?
Get more peak viewers overall, and it's something that I've been doing for a long time, but it doesn't work as well on YouTube. And when Kai has started doing it, it fucking crushes. And the Minecraft thing I just started talking about, he peaked at 381,000 viewers, all right? But he was doing it with Speed. Speed peaked at 351,000. Which is not too far behind. But you might notice throughout the stream, his marathon stream, there's just severe drop-offs in viewership. And the reason for that is because YouTube does not let you stream longer than 12 hours. So all these VODs are cut off at 11 hours, whatever.
I didn't know
basically,
that.
After 12 hours, if you continue to stream,
absolutely right about how
the
great
stream
this is for viewership,
is no longer available to watch. Wow. You can upload 24 hours of a fireplace. Why can't I stream 13 hours, but a fireplace can stream for 24?
Are they trying to keep people healthy?
Brings
like
up a really good point here, and it's like an unnecessary L that YouTube is taking. And I think the only way that you could explain why this is happening is that YouTube is doing this to avoid having to pay server hosting for a longer period of time, because having this filter stops people from rebroadcasting over and over. That's the only way I can logically assume that YouTube is doing this, other than the fact that maybe they're just lazy.
You can also have a 100-hour timer video. Why? And I think YouTube is still technically too far behind Twitch for it to compete with English-speaking audiences, and it is making a lot of streamers in the English-speaking space switch over back to Twitch and elsewhere in the world. They're crushing because Twitch is not competing in those areas. They're struggling in those areas or just leaving them entirely. But as far as English-speaking world, yes, YouTube live streaming a bit of a flop.
Man, that's dumb.